Warning, viewer listener discretion is advised. The majority of the content of this program is not factual. It is highly advised that it not be used for teaching your children from said content, other than making an example out of the hosts of what they should not grow up to be. Remember this, it's the beer talking.
About beer.
All the crap that we're interested in.
Join us as we seek out the truth. The truth. The truth. One lesson we have learned from science fiction. Clones rarely give us the outcome that we're looking for. Something usually ends up going horribly wrong. So why do we do it? What's its purpose? What about nonfiction? Has cloning had a positive impact on society in areas like medicine? Embryonic cloning is done for the sole purpose of creating stem cells, which are used in many applications. To date, we have cloned many different types of animals, but no humans that we are aware of. But AI has its hands all over artificial humans, and metahumans are popping up all over the globe. What do you think? Are we playing God? Will we reach a point where everything just falls apart? The real life Terminator. Join us as we talk about clones, artificial humans, metahumans, and Neuralink. Today on The Truth About Beer and... Hello?
There he is.
I'm going to get sued by James Cameron, I know it.
That was ominous. Hello, everybody.
Welcome. Mike the Naked was the big winner tonight. He was on first.
Yes, he was.
Crap, we got a lot of people on.
At 5:03, he was on Arizona time.
Christine, Kathleen, Wendy, Aragon Stories. Rolling down the list here. You guys, really, you're ahead of us tonight. We actually got a couple of minutes late start. We had a few technical difficulties. Heavy Metal Beer Club.
Yeah, I think that the powers that be don't want us to talk about this.
I think so. Candace, hey Candace. So yeah, welcome guys. Hey, Super Horror Show's on. That's awesome. So this is gonna close out our 3-part series tonight. We had a great first couple of parts.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun talking those other topics.
We did doppelgangers first. Then we did reincarnation last week. Tonight we're doing clones.
What could possibly go wrong?
You ever see Jurassic Park?
Lots of times.
So once again, if you guys are coming back and joining us, we really appreciate it. But if you're new to our channel watching, please go hit that subscribe button.
Yes. And give us a thumbs up.
Yep.
Smash that thumbs up button, and that'll get YouTube to share our videos with more people, with more thumbs ups.
And I did want to ask a favor to everybody that's on right now. If you guys can just share our YouTube channel with 5 people that you know. Just do it.
5? Just
right now. Just pick 5 people and go ahead and share our YouTube channel with 5 people. That would help us out. We're hanging around the 700 mark on subscribers, and it's getting kind of frustrating because We can't.
We've been hanging there for a while.
for a while. So help us out. Throw us a bone. We appreciate it.
Wow.
What?
Oh, I'm reading comments already a bit.
A lot of it.
But you know what? We haven't cracked a beer yet.
No, we need to do that.
That's like that gets the party started.
It does. It does get the party started. I'm dripping all over.
So what do we got here?
So I tried a new beer. Of course, Total Wine loves me because every time I go asking for weird shit, they look at me like I'm nuts. But they didn't have, I said, you guys have anything with clones on it? They said, no, nothing with clones or robots or anything for that matter I could use tonight. So I found this. It's by a Shirley Brewing Company. They're from Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Yeah. And it's the name of the beer is And the Devil Makes Three, which I thought was very appropriate for tonight's episode.
Yeah, so is he holding up two fingers? Is that say two and the devil makes three?
Yeah. I think so. Yeah, that's what it looks like. It's not green, so you guys can see it. You can actually see the logo. So it's going to be an interesting show because this is a 10.6 ABV on this.
Oh, good. I need that.
That's going to be interesting.
I had videos I wanted to share, and I don't know that I'm going to be able to do it.
Yeah, so we had some technical difficulties. If anybody knows YouTube really well, does anybody know how to get the damn thing off AirPlay? Because we tried.
We turned off AirPlay everywhere.
We tried a couple of times, and it's not working. It keeps going back to wanting to be on AirPlay. So
it's golden.
It is golden. Is it did it say it was a hazy? I didn't even read what it was. It's an Indian Pale Ale. So.
Okay. The devil made you do it anyway.
The devil made me do it. So
10.6.
Yeah, it's going to be a good
crazy.
One.
Triple dry hopped.
Wait till Jack gets here. He's going to love this.
I'll tell you if he is or not. Here, let's.
All right. So cheers, everybody.
Cheers. We got to try this.
Sorry for the late start tonight. Like I said, we had some technical difficulties. It's hoppy.
It is.
It's definitely hoppy.
I don't know that he'll hate it.
It's going to be too manly for him.
Again, I don't know why. For some reason, if a beer has a little hint of licorice in it, it's the first thing I taste. And I'm tasting that in this.
Christine, did you really send it to 10 people? I mean, hell, we appreciate that if you did that.
Wow.
That's awesome if you did. We really appreciate that. So we have a couple of very special guests tonight.
Yes, we do.
And you've seen them before on our show, and you've probably seen their channel, which is absolutely phenomenal, the work that they do. And without further ado, let's go ahead and bring them on. We've got Mike and Amanda with
Super Horror Show.
What's going on, everybody?
Hey, guys.
So, if any of you know what happened to Mike, what's it been?
It was June 16th. I guess maybe we're coming on six weeks now, maybe
Wow.
roughly.
Wow.
Yep. That's why we have the mood lighting. We don't want to scare anybody with my. I got some lines across my eye. It looks very cool. It's gonna look much better when all the swelling is gone. I'm gonna look like a real hard ass. It's gonna be great.
You're gonna have those scars, yeah.
But for right now,
cool.
It's just a little messy. So we're doing it this way.
Nice. Well, I for one, I'm very happy that you're okay. I mean,
Yes.
you went through a pretty horrific ordeal there, and I'm guessing you're coming out on the winning side. I hope so.
Yeah, well, I mean, physical therapy is worse than repairing your arm is worse than breaking your arm.
Right.
So I didn't know that before, but I mean, I'm glad that it's not 800 years ago where it's like, well, we're cutting that arm off. This is just going to cause you pain for the rest of your life, so get rid of it now.
Yeah.
So very fortunate, but it's not fun.
Oh, you want some beer, Jack?
You and I are going to actually switch spots, Jack, here in a minute. So I'm going to go in the control room, and you're going to sit up here.
He's wearing a Utah State shirt. Okay.
You got a Truth About Beer shirt over there if you want to throw it on.
Where I grew up, I saw lots of those shirts.
Looks like our audience is happy to see you.
Well,
guys
it's actually
too,
University of Utah. See, I'd get shot for saying Utah State when it was a University of Utah shirt.
Oh, yeah.
That's I'm sorry.
Don't turn me on yet.
Whoa.
You're already turned on. Your camera's not on though, so you're good.
Just waiting for Jack to get settled so we can bring him in, or somehow. Well, he's going to get changed, huh?
I think he's doing that now. So
Okay.
he's back in the green room, literally.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to change out here in front of. No?
Show
Okay.
everybody, Jack.
No.
It'd be great if the shirt was green because then he'd be like just a disembodied head, and then he'd be everything, and then he'd wear a shirt. It'd be awesome.
I assure you, you don't want to see me changing.
I mean, not just changing with the green shirt first out there, and then
Right.
it's like a Bob Ross kind of like you're watching something unfold, you know?
It would be the super duper horror show. What do you guys do?
Yeah, so you haven't met Mike and Amanda
Did
before,
guys
have you?
throw this down the stairs or what the hell?
That one. There,
Oh, is it exploding?
no, it just the can's a little warped.
So, okay. Be careful opening it.
Okay.
It should be
Shake
okay.
it first.
It's
We
been
do.
sitting for a couple hours, so you should be okay.
All right.
All right, so I was serious. So you're going to come sit out here.
Okay,
You
fine.
and I are switching places.
All right. Right now?
Yeah, let's
do it.
Oh,
Right
wow.
Sure.
Okay.
We're going to move this thing along.
We're organized.
All right, I'm switching.
Oh, okay. The sounds of silence. I just don't know what to say all by myself. I'm really shy when I'm all by myself. All by myself alone.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, Jack.
There's a different perspective tonight.
Ah.
Frackin' frack.
All right. So have you had the chance to meet Mike and Amanda before?
I don't think, certainly not in person.
But yeah.
I mean, I've
so-
seen him on the show. I don't know if I was on the same show though.
I don't think we've.
Have we been
don't
on the
think-
same?
I know.
No.
Yeah, because I remember seeing. him
No,
on the
you know what?
show.
Every single time we've been on the show, it's so, like with the camera. The first time it was just audio, but every time we've gone on with the webcam, it's been with Emma and Craig.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Jack,
Oh, yeah.
so Jack was not there, unless Jack has also been on with Emma and Craig, but that would be really full.
I don't believe I have.
No, he has not. So
I've seen you guys on the chat. In the chat,
yes. Yeah, and they have a phenomenal channel, which I truly love.
Thank you.
And I've been going through withdrawals, but your two
Or you
two sentence horror things are I like those. a
Yeah,
lot.
we're
Yeah.
making it happen right
They're
now.
short, but
It's the best that I can do. And you know what the thing is too, and I don't mean to we're not trying to take over the show or anything, but when I was first in the hospital, I thought, well, this just wiped out half of Super Horror Show. Incorrect, because she has to go and carry everything I would normally do. She has to do now. Plus, everyone's like, wow. So
neither one could.
So
work
what
on
I
theirs.
really did was I took out I don't know, maybe 70% of Super Horror Show. It's like maybe 30% left now. Holy cow. And
Wow.
it was some accident. Holy cow. So 2 cents tour for a while, but we'll be contacting you guys probably in a couple of days. We have a interesting project
Mhm.
All
that we
right.
could use your help on.
Yep.
We love projects.
We do.
That's it. We're going to make some trouble.
We're excited.
Trouble's what we like.
Heck yeah. Right.
And I got to say, I have a newfound respect for you. Not that I didn't respect you guys before.
It was the
but
bike accident, right?
No, it wasn't that. Mike, you and I had talked a while back that I've been messing around with Blender a little bit, and I've
Yeah.
started getting a little daring with it and started doing some stuff. And my God, the amount of time that goes in, I can't even imagine, because my stuff's crap compared to you, but the amount of time that goes into just doing the little bit, the few seconds that I've done, it's just incredible. It's just mind boggling.
The first thing that when I first read about how long it's supposed to take to animate, Amanda and I had already been smashing that number. And I thought, oh, how could this be? And honestly, it's because we didn't know any better. If someone would have told us, listen, just so you know, it takes this long to animate this amount of time, we probably would have aimed for that amount of time. But because we had no idea, and we used to do 2 cents tour daily, we got really good really quick.
Nobody told you couldn't, huh?
No, but that exactly is it. We didn't know that there was a limit. So
There was
we
a
were just
time
like-
people couldn't run a 4-minute mile. Now
Exactly.
every high school senior has to.
Yeah.
It's the same exact idea. The same exact idea. It's like, wow, how do we do this? Well, we didn't know any better. No one told us that doing this amount of animation in this amount of time doesn't make any sense. It's like, right on.
That's cool.
Right.
So it's just one more thing that I do that doesn't make any sense at all. On a long list of things.
Well, what I love about those is they do work because they're, you know.
We're gonna show one, so I know what hell I'm talking about.
Well, I would if I could get my iPad to
You've seen him.
share.
I think you've seen him before, Jack.
I think
You've seen
I think I
some of
might
those
have.
shows.
I think I might have.
We played a few for you.
Yeah, off the air, I believe.
We show Winston Churchill's butt and the White House one in case you're interested in that. That's freaking great. And I mean, YouTube still hasn't flagged us for that. So
Yeah, I thought they would.
I
It was
know.
his idea.
I don't think that they.
I don't want
I
to
don't
do
think they.
it. I
I don't
thought
think
they
they
would.
know.
I didn't
I
think they'd
think they
let
might
us.
think it's a video game, so it's slid somehow. But Winston Churchill's butt, fantastic.
Wow.
Mhm.
There's a sentence that hasn't been spoken before.
Exactly. I got a rock. That's all it is.
Aaron says hi, Papa Bones.
Hey, what's going on, Aaron?
So let's get into Joey. You want to start with metahumans then? You want to start with that?
I want to know.
Yeah, well, I mean, the whole show is about, well, of course, it's about clones, and then it all kind of ties together. So I guess it doesn't really matter where we start, but darn, I don't have any videos to to back it all up.
So when I first heard about metahumans, I read about them on Facebook, but I also know they're big, I guess, in the gaming industry is what they're called, what they're calling, quote, metahumans. But then I'm seeing coming out of like Japan and China, I'm seeing what appears to be like AI clones that are coming out, like real life clones.
Oh, the software they have is just incredible.
Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, and if I could play like the commercial for Unreal,
Is it a robot thing? Is it a genetic thing?
It's virtual. So
is this little Japanese girlfriend in the?
well, she's the one that's the influencer, isn't
Is that what that is? Is that a metahuman?
she? Is
Okay.
They have them.
Is that what we're here for? Are we going to talk about that hotel that they have? For
What do
With
they
the
have? What happened?
robots?
But yeah, for the there's
Shit,
like
yeah.
here in Japan, and you I guess you can have these like anime type girlfriends,
I've heard that.
and then there's a hotel where I don't know if it's a hologram or
Dudes are marrying them.
Robots.
the whole.
There's one where the whole staff is robots.
yeah,
actually
and,
really
and you
cool
can
looking.
go and spend the night with your anime girlfriend robot.
Yeah.
Dudes
that
are
sounds
marrying
fun.
those things.
Yeah.
They're actually having marriage
are.
ceremonies to image. It's ridiculous. We've lost our minds.
Is it going to play, Joey, or no?
no, it's got all that crap in the way.
Son of a
I
bitch.
just don't get it.
Yeah, it
It's
doesn't
got
make
to be
any
a fun.
sense.
It's got to be a fun wedding reception. Like you go and you feed people batteries, eat these.
That's what was crazy. Watching the ceremony, it's just a dude in an empty room and then a little console, and then he just walks out by himself. It's like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. He gets home and then turns her back on. Hey, baby, we're home.
I should have known that's what the marriage to a robot would look like. I don't know why I imagined like a his and her side and a real ceremony. Of course,
And
the guy
robots
walks
in the
into.
audience.
Well, I don't mean that would be a little difficult. You'd have to rent those robots, but you
Yeah.
could put like vacuum cleaners, microwaves, like just
Yeah.
robot-y stuff.
Well, if I'm going to if I'm going to marry a robot, that's another story. At least there's something tangible I can touch and do other things with. But the whole video thing, I don't understand what the hell that's all about. Yeah.
I'm gonna try my phone just to see if I
That'd
can
be
get it to
sweet
work on
on
my
your
phone.
Oh yeah, might be.
Yeah, then we can watch it without anybody seeing it.
I'll see if I can get it to.
No, we could bring it up.
If you have a really cool new
No,
car,
it shows the same dang thing.
you could probably park it like on her side of the robot wedding. Like that would just be neat. Like there goes, this is my robot wife, and that's my BMW.
There you go.
Yeah, that's
Well,
it. I
see-
live a good life.
Forgot to plug her back in.
See if it shows it.
All right, you
If
ready?
it's gonna-
switch
I'll
over
try to
it.
play it. See if it'll do it.
Oh, freaking sweet.
I could be one of many.
Ah, cool.
主人公にだってなれる
Je pourrais être architecte,
ou guide
quizá un artista.
You create the narrative. I am metahuman.
Oh, fuck that. Nope. Wow.
Oh,
That
I
is
know what this
horrifying.
is.
It's a nightmare.
That isn't that
Oh.
nuts?
Well, yeah, this actually hit the community for the animation software I use because they were saying that this was supposed to be like supposed to bring Unreal like on par with what I can do in my software. And there was like a whole big thing where if Unreal is doing this, do you think that there's going to be a use for like just straight animation software? Yeah, the answer is yes, but
Yeah.
yes, I have seen that ad before. That was wild.
I've not seen that. It
Every-
looks
what-
similar to-
That's really cool. Though, 'cause then
Every
we can
one
just-
of those were not real.
Yeah, we can just watch. We can just watch Hollywood slip into the hole that it belongs in. Because
Yeah.
actors no longer matter, right?
And it's funny you bring that up
Make
because
whoever.
that was,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is that not what that's for? Like,
well,
I can make a movie and I don't have to hire anybody.
So
That's
here
how
you
that's
go.
what I do pretty
That's what we
much.
do,
Yeah.
Yeah, I know,
that's-
but I mean that level of animation, if you can even call that animation, I mean that was ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
It's about the rendering, the render time. That was probably done on an incredible
Oh yeah.
computer, and it
Oh, I'm
prob-
sure.
like I don't know how long that was like a minute and a half. I wouldn't be surprised
Yeah.
if it took 6 hours to render on a supercomputer.
Yep.
Yeah,
But,
what I was
yeah,
reading
nice.
on that, Mike, was
Uh-huh.
that it's a an online program.
Mhm.
So it's not something you download to your computer. You're able to go onto their engine.
Nice.
And the things that I heard on it was about the first 10 or 15 minutes of trying to use it, it's super sluggish.
Mhm.
But then once you finally get into it, everything moves really fast.
Once a corruption,
But you're only allowed to be on it at an hour at a time or something like
Oh
that.
no, I mean
there's a
after,
time limit to it. Wow.
So,
after you make the human and you bring it into another environment, so you can like make like your fake Joe Biden or other politician that you're going to frame for whatever. When you put them in that other environment, that's where it's going to take a very long time to render that very small amount of time. So
Nobody would use it like that. That would be irresponsible.
listen, you just need Joe Biden and a couple of 3D animated children.
Where where he's going to complete a whole sentence. That'll be sweet. Look, he completed a thought. Well, that's clearly a metahuman. Didn't stutter or drool or nothing. What happened?
okay. So we joke about that. And there was a movie that came out in 1981 called Looker. And
You always have these
it was a
movies
Michael
that are-
Crichton movie.
I
They
remember
went
that
to
movie.
Jurassic Park and all that stuff. So most of his stuff is really good. This wasn't one of those that was really good, but
the premise.
but the premise on it is kind of frightening to think about it now. Should we see if I can play the trailer on that?
Why the hell not? Let's
Right on.
Because it'll. Well, I'll talk
Let's do
more
it.
about
Freaking do
it.
it.
So,
Just do it.
all right, I got to unlock this again.
Make it happen. Oops. Wait. You went too fast. Quick. Sorry.
Broke it.
Oh, I'll tell you when I'm ready.
Premature evacuation.
All right. So let's see if it'll play.
Yeah.
I want it.
Oh, I like
You
it.
probably think I'm beautiful, Dr. Roberts, but I'm not.
I want it.
My
She's
nose
hideous.
is 0.2 millimeters too narrow, and my cheekbones are 0.4 millimeters too high.
I agree.
I want it too.
I do television commercials. They want a certain look.
I did surgery on several girls a few months back, commercial actresses,
Good God.
and there have been some suicides.
You don't know what's going on. This is more than commercials. They're killing all the girls that are perfect.
DMI measured some girls for possible surgery. We were conducting an experiment.
Hi, I'm Cindy. I'm the perfect female type, 18 to 25.
Here you see a typical computer model being made.
Hi, I'm Cindy. I'm the perfect female type, 18 to 25.
What have you got me mixed up in? I have a right to know if somebody's trying to kill me.
Daddy Warbucks, no.
That looks like a really cool premise, but a total absolute
It was a great
pile of shit.
It was fun back in '81, but here's what happened. This is what makes it kind of.
I've never seen it.
I mean, goes along with what you were saying. So now, if you have this program, it doesn't matter if you're hideous looking. You can make yourself look really pretty in the program itself. But back in '81. They had to take the models and, do plastic surgery on them so they could make perfect.
You've got a little crease in your face.
Yeah. Replicas. and so what they did is they replaced those beautiful actresses with the metahumans, and that's who did all the commercials and everything. They didn't need to pay them anymore.
And they don't mouth off either.
But the other thing they did back then in that movie was that looked into their eyes while they were doing the commercials and stuff, they could hypnotize their audience into buying. So the subliminal type of advertising thing was more.
Again, who would do
hypnotic?
Who would do those kind of things? That's just terrible. I just can't imagine it.
That was just the beginning, and then towards the end of the movie, you figured it all out. They had a politician that was running for office that was a metahuman.
Oh, he was so pretty.
And,
so pretty.
Yeah.
And convincing. And people bought his bullcrap.
Yeah.
Weird.
But could that happen today?
You mean when did that happen? Today?
I mean, it would. We had something happen, just in the last couple of years.
Couple times.
Well, in the last year and a half, that kind of put everybody into the virtual world rather than, in the actual physical world, because we're all doing Zoom meetings and like we're doing right now, I could be a metahuman.
No,
that you guys are talking to. So
we would both be much hotter if we were metahumans.
That's true.
I'd be a hell of a lot thinner.
So that's where the question comes in. We talk about it with gaming and, AI, but so are metahumans real? I can't say people, but robots or whatever. I mean, are they? Because when you look in China, what they're putting out, they look like they're real people.
Are they driven by AI or are they?
Well, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking they're driven by AI. But
so at that point, then I mean, you could have a genuine argument to say that they're. Yeah, I mean, at what point does AI become sentient or whatever the hell it is? Metahumans would have the potential to become clones, if not replacements for you.
Yeah.
But then you kick into the old, what do we call it? Neurolink? I heard you say Neurolink. I got excited. I'm like, oh, that's my favorite freaking thing in the world.
That's why you're sitting there.
That's why I'm sitting here, baby, because I like me some Neurolink.
Before we move on to Neuralink.
Okay, yes, sorry about that.
Any thoughts there, Mike? Or Amanda? Okay.
On video game AI and people marrying computers.
Or just the metahuman.
Yeah, just the metahuman thing. Because I mean, we've got.
I think that if I made Jack in my software, he would probably be the same amount of attractive as he is now.
Oh, that's very nice.
It's a good amount of attractive. Listen, don't be greedy. Like that's.
Symmetrical would be okay.
Make
this nose just slightly smaller.
Those are all of my thoughts on people marrying AI and AI doing. Once AI starts, once they start taking our jobs, they're going to start voting, and then we're in big trouble because they're going to vote us to the underworld.
Well, they can't really. They won't vote until they've killed us all.
Then why would they have to vote? I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Like they're just going to make them the leaders, and we'll just be those.
Well, what's the difference? We have dead people voting now, so what's the difference?
Open the can of worms. Sorry, there, Chuck. You want to have some of these? It's delicious. Made some bacon and Kool-Aid for you,
right? So what's your Mike? What's your thoughts on outside of the gaming world, as far as metahumans go? Do you think it's a real possibility that
I've seen some interesting, I'm using the word, actually, no, interesting is the perfect way of describing it. I've seen robots that have been made recently that are supposed to be fairly intelligent to help elderly people. the creator claims the robot is fairly intelligent, but what I'm seeing does not look like intelligence. It pretty much it's a freaking mess right now from what I've seen. But I do remember there was that program on the internet for a while that was an AI program. It would talk to you. Remember before Siri, before all that?
I forget what it was called. Yeah,
and it would learn appropriate responses because it was talking to so many people at once that it was, you know what I mean? It was like, oh, this is bad, this is good, this is bad.
This you could get.
It was really bizarre. It was back when Newgrounds was like a big website. I mean, if you put that thing, I mean, that's Siri, isn't it?
Well, Siri or Alexa.
Yeah, Siri,
that
Siri
kind of thing.
Siri or Alexa. I mean, what they're really missing is a body.
Yeah.
So there's Sophia the robot. Is that who you're thinking of?
Is she
Sophia. She's the
geriatric robot.
No.
She's from
You can go out
Hanson
and talk to
Robotics.
people. I think she was on which talk show? She was talking
Well,
about.
she's been on Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah,
she's the one that duet with him.
She's the one that doesn't have the top of her head.
Yeah, she's got
just so they can keep it just that extra level of creepy.
Yeah.
Like put some
give her hair. They
Can
just
we
left
give her a
it like
wig
that.
for crying out loud? It's
I
like
know,
you do
that's
all
what I
that
thought.
effort. Please put a wig on her or a hat or something.
Could do something like
that. It freaked me the
Yeah. They finally gave her some legs now so she can walk on her own.
Well,
when she was on
Jimmy
Jimmy Fallon, she just kind of floated across the
I don't know
the floor.
How does she decide what direction that she wants to go in? That's the part that worries me. It's like, all right, you got your legs.
Where to go?
Where do you want to go?
Well, the want is the interesting part.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
How can it want anything? Shouldn't want anything.
I mean, if I say, go do that way, all right, it does. Oh, look,
But she just somehow knowing,
like
she's
Chatbot?
supposed to talk to Jimmy.
Or if the bot with Sophia did not take the most optimal route, if she decided to, I'm going to go and walk the long way around, it's like, why would you do this? I don't know. I don't like it.
I don't know. When it thinks on its own, it can do all kinds of stuff. Because if it just decided to start kicking through walls, because that's a shorter way to go. Like, this is more efficient. Screw this drywall shit. Pow, 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 pow. It could do that.
That's it. I feel like if any experiments done around these robots, the second you take an extra step, that was unnecessary. That was inefficient. You just kill the robot immediately. That's it. Just bludgeon the robot. You don't need that. It's like, that was a 10-step walk right there. Why'd you take 11 steps? Don't even give it time to think of its lie. It's lying.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I would hope that the people who are building these kind of next level AI sorts of things have at least built in one or two possible deactivations that the thing isn't aware of. You know what I mean? Like it's got a battery plug that we can pull because when the thing is a little too smart or a little too sassy, we're like, boop, boop, sorry, you're done.
Yeah, a kill switch that's
some kind of
easy to get to.
That it's not aware of.
Yeah.
That it's not aware of, or an EMP in their pocket or something that's going to fry the thing when it gets a little stupid, because it's just sort of inevitable that if you're going to make it think, eventually it's going to come around to the same kind of thoughts that people have. And people have some awful thoughts.
Well, when it comes to AI and that kind of stuff,
isn't that what
don't you think we're all kind of taking a part in it on social media?
Well, yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
because you'll be looking at something and all of a sudden other things will start popping up that are in that same, realm. So it's like, it's one ahead of you saying, oh, he's going to check this out next. Oh, well, here it is.
My algorithm readers is friggin' broken. Cause like the stuff I want to see, like some of the stuff it suggests for me. Yeah, I watch it, but it's not what I wanted to see.
See, that's actually something that's really weird. It's kind of gone full circle for me too, talking about like Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, the AI there. There's something wrong with it. It started in the beginning, it would do anything it could to feed you something that you A, wanted, and then B, would make you watch something else or consume another thing. It couldn't satisfy you. It had to keep you going.
Right.
But now everything that gets suggested, it's like, I don't want any
There's
of this.
I
already know this is like, everything is fake. Everything you're telling me here is a lie. So I think it kind of shot itself in the foot, because before, the algorithm of a couple years ago, did it try to keep your attention? Yeah, but it was less clever. I've already seen everything there is to show. I'm serious.
Everything that you want to see, is
well,
gone already.
No, it's been the same news story for the last year and a half.
Yeah.
There is no new news.
That's
you know
true.
what I mean? So because everything is the same, everything has the same taste. now on YouTube. It's like I already know based on the channel. It's like, oh, I know what that channel is. I know what that tastes like. This tastes like. This tastes like. This tastes like. They have created this world of we'll use chocolate. I love chocolate ice cream. They made everything chocolate ice cream, but everything is relative. I have nothing else I have to taste something else to recognize, oh, this is blank, but they've created this, echo chamber for everybody.
But if you step off every once in a while, or my experience has been, if I step off every once in a while, I can find something new that I didn't even know existed. Like I'd say at least once a month, I discover something that's a huge thing for lots of people that I didn't even know, like metahumans. I don't know what the hell that was.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And there was a time, this first one that popped in my mind, but the kites, flying kites. I remember flying kites when I was a kid, but the level of kite flying that exists on this planet, where they have these gigantic, like battleship sized freaking dragons that take 6 people to fly, and they do thousands of them at a time in the sky. Have you ever seen any of that stuff?
I've never heard of that.
Nope.
Dude, look it up. It's ridiculous. And there's thousands of people that are into this, like hardcore into this. It's what they do with their free time. I didn't even know it existed. There's got to be a multi-million-dollar kite industry because these things are ridiculously huge, over the top. And I find about once a month, I find something like that is just like, there's how many people do this? And you get that little glimpse into how incredibly huge this planet is and how many people there actually are and how many things exist that we don't have any clue about. So it's weird that with all that information available, because it's all on there, but the little friggin' tunnel and pigeonhole of crap that I get continuously fed, it's really annoying because I know that there's so much more that I've never, now a lot of it I don't want to experience, but there is so much more to experience than what it gives us. And so it is frustrating to know that that's, whether it's driven by algorithms or AI or whatever the hell you call it.
Yeah.
Well, you know who knows all though?
AI.
You know who knows all?
Your soul.
Google.
No, they don't.
Google knows everything. So whatever it is that you've never heard of, and
yet they still
hear about it, then you could Google it, and then you'll find, oh my God,
they still get hacked.
This is huge.
Do you have any other movies, Joey, that you wanted to mention? Because I know I could think of a few that have been made over the years. That
I've got others dealing with
what the hell is an aerobike?
With clones and stuff, but that was it on metahumans. Did you have something on metahumans? So I could look it up.
I met a human once,
or twice.
Well, the movie The Sixth Day with Arnold Schwarzenegger, that was about clones, though, wasn't it?
I didn't see that.
Yeah, that was where they take you in and do an eye test, and they capture your DNA from the eye test, and then they recreate you as a clone.
They look into your soul.
Yeah, it was
We're gonna take your
crazy.
now. It's gonna be fun.
Oh, hey Michelle.
Hi, Shell Bell.
Well, think about every car you drive. By every car, there's one person that has as many interests and hobbies as you have. Yeah. See, I do that. I fall in that rabbit hole every once in a while. I start thinking about how many people are driving around me that have no idea where they're going, what they're doing. Especially when I'm like, back when we were gigging, we're coming home at 2:30 in the morning. Like, where are all these friggin' people going? Like, I know there's not this many musicians getting off work right now. I was like, how in the hell are there this many cars on the road at 2:30 in the freaking morning? That always used to blow my mind. Because where the hell are they all going? Are we all going to Circle K?
Right.
Anyway, so the next part of the clone thing.
Well, to end the discussion on metahumans, maybe we can talk about the social influencers.
Yeah.
Maybe because those are metahumans that have huge YouTube channels and
are those considered metahumans?
All that.
I mean, if they were metahuman, they would be.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's that I don't follow any of them, so I don't know.
I mean, it's a big if, but
But yeah, so because they're perfect looking, so they have a good following, and they can drive fashion and trends and all kinds of fun stuff.
Want to become relevant enough that somebody sends me free tools.
Oh, there you go.
Just like crap loads of free tools. We're like,
I didn't know that was a thing though. Metahuman.
No,
not what you're talking about, Jack. I knew that, but as far as the metahuman, the YouTube thing, I didn't know that was a thing.
I don't think it is.
Well, let's
show us, Joey. Show us the metahuman influencer.
How did I get that?
I've seen the real human influenza.
I won't switch over to you ready this time.
Okay. That's ready to get that starts off playing right.
Premature with the buttons there.
I'm familiar with the famous people that are influencers, and I'm familiar with the completely not famous people who just wear like underwear and become influencers.
That's true.
Somehow or another. I've got cartoon boobs. Look, one of my favorite persons. Wow.
Okay.
That's creepy as hell.
I'm worried about looking up kites because then YouTube is just going to show me nonstop kites for the rest of my life. I just don't know. Like,
dude, I haven't seen one in over a year.
A kite or a kite video?
The kite video.
Okay.
I stumbled upon them over a year ago. I was blown away. I don't know how many I watched, and then it went away.
Are you ready, Joey?
Yeah.
Okay. Switch it over.
Do it.
Riddled with influencers who give their opinion, create content, or promote any item or service. China recently launched its first metahuman, named A, which is essentially a hyper-realistic digitized person. But why metahuman? As can be seen, she is much more realistic than other digital humans. She debuted on a commerce platform, garnering nearly 3 million views on her first post and around 40,000 new followers overnight. Pretty impressive, right? These pixel creatures are more effective than many celebrities when it comes to selling product, creating greater participation from your audience, and establishing more powerful links with your communities. Even the United States have their own robot influencer named Lil Miquela. She is created by the hand of Trevor Fedries and Sardica. The project started in 2016 as an Instagram profile. Lil Miquela has freckles, full lips, and dark hair. Her Instagram feed shows her dressed in Prada outfits and accessories from Chanel, Supreme, and Vans. In April 2018, the account had already accumulated more than 1 million followers, and these days, it exceeds 3 million followers. Netizens prefer to interact with virtual influencers. The interaction rate of each post by virtual influencers is 3 times higher than that of real bloggers. It's not different than seeing a movie. You know it's not true, but you cry when a character got hurt. There are 3 notable advantages for virtual idols over their human counterparts. They can easily maintain a good image and are even considered low risk. They can easily maintain a good image of themselves and are even considered low risk. A human blogger is liable to get caught up in a scandal that could plummet their value as an influencer. Human influencers are also tied to demanding schedules that are not always flexible, while virtual idols are more customizable. This new age of digitalized humans has struck a chord with young consumers. They are good at establishing unique relationships with fans via user-generated content. This kind of interaction is strong, and they can generally gain many loyal fans.
What's that friggin' voice?
No, it's an AI voice.
Noxious as hell.
Seriously, he was like, you cannot even tell the difference. And you know what? I was thinking really like a chord. It's like that's a chord, my friends. That is I will strike a chord with your audience.
Humanistic digital influencer.
Yeah, so these are computer generated people. It's just insane.
You know what?
It's really just insane.
My wife reminded me of one. Says it's not metahuman, but it kind of is in the fact that it's fake. And that fundraisers, I don't know if you ever donated to one of these charities that calls you, like a police or
yeah.
So I made that mistake, and then
you get called.
They never stop calling.
No, they don't.
What I found out is they're not even people. It's a freaking soundboard, and it freaked me out because I was working and it called and it said, "Hey Jack, I was going blah blah blah," very conversationally,
right?
And I don't even remember what I said, but it tripped him up. And I'm like, are you recording? And it paused, and then it explained what was going on. And it was like, it was a friggin' recording. And I was like, what the shit? Because it's so conversational and like, it pissed me off and freaked me out all at the same time. So now what I'll do is I'll just kind of double speak on them. You know, answer a question, ask them what their favorite color is. I kid you not, next sales call you ever get, just ask them what their favorite color is. Normal humans go, what are you talking about? But like these computer things, they start over. It's trippy.
That's funny.
It's really trippy. Because they sound so conversational and they know your name. And that's the part that really bothered me a lot.
Just like in Total Recall. 3 weeks.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
3 weeks.
But it's a voice that's not like that stupid thing where it was obviously digital. It sounds like it's a person that it feels like if somebody had to have recorded it, because it doesn't feel the least bit fake. It feels like this person knows how to say my name.
But how far off are we from it not giving itself up? You know,
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like when it goes, my favorite color is blue, and I'm like, what the? You know where you live? Give us your money because we need to donate it to ourselves. I know how charities work, you bastards. This reminds me, we got to start a nonprofit.
That's the way to make money.
It's ironic that it's called nonprofit, right? It's not a profit if it's, less than 80%. Else nonprofit. Anyway, kid.
You like the beer, Jack?
Do I like the beer? Possibly. I don't know.
A little bit more.
Oh, is it the beer talk?
It's a 10.6. So
it does have a orangey fruity.
Mm-hmm.
It's not nearly as gaggy as the last one.
That's not the last one. It was good.
I don't know if I trust that commercial. So we have one robot telling us that the other robots are much more effective at doing the job than people. It's very convenient for you. Yeah.
You weren't influenced by that?
You are going to love this. Well, the thing was, it was honestly the little computer animated thing was cute. And we're stupid. So we're like, well, I wonder what should. You know what I wonder? This is what a horrible person I am. I think, like, if it's naked, does it count as nudity? Does it?
I see so many naked digital people. Man, I can give you all your butts, boobs, dick, whatever. It doesn't even matter. You can have anything you want.
I'm not sure why you threw dick in there,
Because like,
because of how realistic it's made. It looks crazy.
I mean, they have nipples.
Yeah, so I'm sure that it would count.
But
I don't know who'd want to see that, but send it to me.
So you're saying if it's anatomically correct, then it would be considered nudity.
Well, no, it shouldn't be. I mean, if it's animated or if it's just computer generated, then is that technically nudity? Of course not. Because what is it? It's a collection. It's a collection of pixels that were created.
But if they make it
out of
good
nothing.
enough, people might not be able to
I tell you the truth. If they didn't
what I'm
see
saying
the
though
head,
is
like
that-
if it was like some voyeur shot through like a window or something, and you just caught some of the goods,
right?
Yeah, you could really psych somebody out. That is,
could.
that
But
is
how-
a fact. Yeah.
How incredibly cool would it be that you could do whatever you wanted, sell it or whatever, and there's no liability there. I love that you just said voyeur thing because I know what I'm doing this weekend. I'm learning how to program some freaking metahumans. Damn right, metahuman.
I'll make you a better deal. If you find out how to sell voyeur pics on Craigslist, I will give you an infinite supply.
Find out.
If you start a
They're not real, but they're real. They're real enough. Come on, baby.
Oh man.
$1.99. Anyway, there's got to be a market for that if it doesn't already exist. I bet you it already exists. There's got to be some freak that knows how to make metahumans. That's how check this shit out.
So we do need to get into Neuralink because I know that's going to be a lengthy topic, and we're getting down to like having a half hour left.
You don't know that it's going to be.
Oh wow, we haven't gotten into clones yet.
I know. So we'll keep. Well, I mean, we can keep clones kind of quick unless you've got anything.
There was a sheep. They made another sheep. They were the same genetically, but here's the thing: if they're souls and they're spirits and they're individuals, then clones don't matter.
So, what's your opinion on cloning, Jack? You think we should clone humans?
I don't care. I really don't. I don't have any issue with it. Like, we're doing CRISPR stuff, so who gives a shit? Like, honestly, if you're gonna have clones, it's just a genetic clone, so it's just DNA or whatever. And I personally believe in souls. I think that we all have souls, and I think they're individuals. It's twins. I don't know how identical twins are, DNA or genetically, but pretty close. And they're obviously different people. So, as much as there's similarities, my son is so much like me. It's crazy. But I think he's a different being than I am. So I don't care what you clone. If it's inhabited by a soul, it's going to be a different person. That's just my opinion. I don't think you can really.
No, and your opinion's right.
The pig human thing that they're doing to make the organs.
Yeah.
That's kind of weird.
It's kind of neat. I think
it is cool,
it's creative.
but it's still, it's good because then they can have, organs that work better for people that need them. But
they only do that because they won't let us use
putting
our
it in
stuff.
the pig, so it's like, I don't know.
Because they won't let us use our own stuff. If they could let us use our own stem cells and would stop being such weenies about that stuff, then it wouldn't have to use it. They wouldn't have to grow an ear on a pig.
Yeah, they wouldn't have to do it in the pig. Yeah.
I'm not a fan of the whole where they get the stem cells from. I understand that there's some issues with all that, but at the same time, we're getting sold stuff by computer generated fake people.
Yeah.
Can somebody figure out a way? There's got to be a way that we can. I don't know.
I agree that the stem cell research is a good thing. I think they've done a lot of good with it. It kind of scares me to think that they could just start reproducing you, me, and
but it's not you and me.
It's not. But
that's the part of it that I like. It doesn't bother me at all because like if they made it, I don't know who the hell would want to make a genetic clone of me or for what purpose. But good on you. If that's what you think is a good idea, I think the whole idea in cloning is to clone the quote unquote perfect human being. And then in that point, I don't give a shit. Who cares? They're still individuals.
Okay, but who gets to keep Clone Jack?
I don't know. I don't care. It's not me.
Jack? Who gets to keep? You don't care?
Because it's assuming if we're assuming that I'm able to clone a fully grown adult version of me. I don't know how this shit works. So to me, I don't think that's how it works. I think you have to still grow it from like the embryo through the whole. I don't know that that's the case.
But then you're kind of like a dad.
Yeah, I'm kind of like a dad currently.
What if they deport your clone baby?
It's funnier if you knew me better.
That is funny.
That's an interesting question Vinny has. So would a clone, if it is derived from you, would it have your memories?
No. It's that's what I'm saying. If it depends on what you think. If you think that a genetic clone is what we're talking about, is somehow or another part of you, or if it has a soul, which I think that they would, because I think it would grow it from the baby, just like we are, just the way we are. It would be a genetic clone only. If someone figures out a way to make a full-grown me at this point, 44 years old, looking like me and identical genetically, that it's going to be me or be inhabited by a soul, that part, I don't know that works. I don't know if it works or not because I don't know enough about creation. And I don't think anybody does. So until we actually do that, because I don't think we've cloned a fully grown anything like the sheep or any of the stuff that
we cloned quite a bit actually.
Her name was Dolly.
Yeah. So the sheep was just made.
The sheep wasn't even the beginning. But I mean, since then they've actually been cloning racehorses and prize bulls.
Where do they get the horse from?
Well, let's I don't know. Let's say they took Secretariat and they cloned Secretariat.
It's going to start out as a little thing and grow, right?
They'll have the same genetic makeup.
Yes.
But if they don't have the same environment and fed the same foods, I mean, the whole thing, they're not going to be exactly alike.
I agree.
So,
and I think that has to do with the energy, whatever energy it is that inhabits bodies and makes them beings. Or
the influence that's around you is what.
Well, environmental is a big part of it, but genetics is a part of it too. And you can see that in your children, how influential genetics is in my son is crazy to me. He's so much like me in so many ways. And I didn't raise him. He didn't grow up around me. He didn't have my influence, but the things I can tell him where he's at in his life just on his age, because he's going through the same stuff that I went through developmentally and all sorts of things. So it's really interesting to me that not being around each other, how much the genetic matters. But I also recognize that he's also an individual, so his experience is different. And so if you clone the Secretariat, it's going to have to grow from a baby, get bigger. It's just the genetic material that's the same.
Yeah.
If I don't think anyone's made a full-grown, here it is, it's made out of whatever it's made out of, and it's genetically identical. We can't do that yet, correct?
Animals we have.
We have.
Not people.
Where?
Not people. Well, Dolly was one of them.
Yeah.
So she was made out of what?
A sheep.
She was made out of sheep.
Yes. Yes.
So we grew a sheep.
She was genetically identical to the sheep that she was cloned from.
Okay. So I don't understand. Was it Legos? They didn't just poof. There's a giant fucking sheep here.
It's basically
basically
a test tube baby.
That's what I'm saying. So it started out as a little thing and grew into a big.
Of course.
That's all I'm saying.
So of course.
But it grew to a full size thing.
But
I understand that.
So what you're saying is we haven't cloned something that is your size right now.
Yes.
We haven't cloned a 44-year-old Jack.
Because that would be, holy crap, I can't believe that happened. If it's alive, that would be weird. If we could make a sack of empty that looked like me and was genetically identical, that's what I think it would be. But if it develops, then it has a soul. It has spirit energy. It's going to be a different person. Regardless of what the genetic makeup is, it's going to be inhabited by a different energy than I am.
So now, is that where AI and cloning crosses? Now, let's say they did create.
This is where Neuralink comes in.
Yeah. Let's say they created an AI robot and made it look just like you. Take Terminator, put an exoskeleton on it that looks just like you.
Yeah.
That would that creep you out?
No, it's still a different thing.
What if it wants your money, so it's coming to fight you?
I don't know. That's a weird scenario.
But it could be used. It could be used for malice, though. It could be used.
Well, of course it could. That's a weapon, and I don't know that that just because it looks like me, there's no real connection to me other than somebody made it look like me.
But it goes back.
Still a separate thing.
It goes back to the doppelganger story, though. If you have a doppelganger, how we've had doppelgangers get in trouble for crimes they didn't commit because they looked like somebody else. So I don't know if I'd be comfortable with that.
I don't know that I necessarily need to be comfortable with it. I don't know that it bothers me though. No. I don't worry about it. I'm never worried about being cloned or anything like that. And it's like, well, I just can't. Maybe I just don't value myself enough to think that anybody would ever want to clone me for any particular reason. Like, you don't need to frame me. I've made lots of horrible decisions on my own. Like, he'll do it himself. Don't bother with it. It's a lot of money.
Something that surprised me that's been cloned a lot are cows, and that they're cows that are raised for beef, and they've cloned a certain kind of a cow that they puts off less flagellants and less, it shits less, eats less, but it grows faster than a regular cow.
Yeah.
And so
see, that's just optimizing.
These are just, but they've cloned them, but they still reproduce.
It's the next step in breeding, though, isn't it? Like breeding was
they don't need a bull though.
I know, and that's what I'm saying. So we've gone from where we took the best bull and the best cow and made them breed and make the best babies to, you know what, we'll just not involve you anymore. We figured out how to do this on our own. So we just next step. That's really all that it is. I mean,
but now they've got those breed of cows that are all clones and they produce a lot faster and less shit.
I don't see it,
which is crazy.
I don't see a problem with that.
But I didn't know that was going on.
You might be in that cow already.
I was gonna say, buddy, guess what? Got news for you. Already in the dilly section.
Hey, I like hamburger. So a clone is essentially an identical twin, but separated at birth. Same DNA, but different personality because different experiences. That's kind of what you were saying, Jack.
Yeah, I think that's my take on it. I don't think that it can be, I mean, because then. Again, I don't know. There's a lot of really deep holes you can get into in this kind of stuff because, what you decide a clone is. What I understand a clone to be is a genetic copy of you, but it still has to develop, which means it still has to have that spark or whatever it is that causes us to be alive.
Right.
Which I don't think we really know definitively what that is.
George. I believe in cloning. I've seen the same sprinkled donut each morning.
Dude, what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
That's awesome.
So how deep do you want it?
So Mike and Amanda, what's your opinion on cloning? What do you guys think?
I think it's good for organs, but I don't think they should make a cow human chimera. That would be weird.
Oh man.
I think
like
there's a lot of,
or not cow pig.
Well, in the description that you guys put in the
Well,
beginning, I think is true that there's a huge potential for good and there's a huge potential for evil.
Right.
Yeah.
And so cloning is a scary thing, just as any of these really far off technologies are, because all it takes is one misaligned mind to really turn it into something horrible.
Yep. The wrong person could just.
And that's why we have to sit there and choke it down and kill innovation because one person's be like, screw this, I'm gonna rule the world,
Yeah.
or whatever the hell it is. I don't know.
No, that's about right. I mean, at that point, if you can manufacture people, you essentially now have persons that don't have any real identity.
Yep.
Like superhumans.
I think there might have been a movie.
Forget Superhumans.
For fighting.
The Island, and it was incredible.
Oh yeah.
If you've seen The Island, that's a great movie.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
But I'm talking about something even a step further. So The Island, in case anyone hasn't seen it, the premise is that if you are affluent enough and have enough money, a celebrity, a politician, whatever, you can pay for this place to go and make a clone of you. And you think that the clone just sits there like asleep forever. But that's not the case because the bodies would die. They kind of they're forced to exist.
Yeah.
So, And then, there's, stars in it, and the woman's very attractive, Scarlett Johansson, and they break out. It's very exciting. But I'm talking about.
Is that a newer movie? How old is that movie?
It's
an older one.
It's an older one.
Let's check it out. That sounds good.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
It's awesome. In fact, Steve Buscemi, I think, is in it. Oh man, I love everything that he's in.
Oh yeah,
I did see an ad on that today.
What?
When I was going through stuff. Yeah, no, I saw the trailer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I'd never heard of it before, but yeah, that looked really interesting.
Wasn't Ewan McGregor in it also?
Yep, that's right.
Yeah.
I think Steve Buscemi mentions God, and Ewan McGregor's, who's God? And he said, God is the guy you blame when nothing goes your way.
How the hell have I not heard of this movie?
It's a good movie.
It's
really
excellent.
Put up the trailer, Joey.
Well, I could do that. Let's see. Well,
Trailer it. Do the trailer thing.
But what I'm talking about would be even more nefarious if you have, any kind of what would be called the wrong mind in the CIA, any kind of black project, you know what I mean?
Right.
Or you can go
Anybody
now. You can test on real people now.
Yeah.
Because they don't exist anywhere except for your laboratory.
Right.
And that's the idea. And then the idea being that if you can create a human being that isn't a human being, it's that's the part that I don't think we can do. You can't make a poof. I have an adult human being here. They have to develop.
More about mind control, really, because think about it, at that point, you can go and just take a little needle. We're just going to poke you in the brain today and see what you remember tomorrow. What do you still know cat, dog, rice? Do you know these things?
Well, they've done that shit since the 70s, 60s, 70s, I think.
The experimental stuff they did on people.
They'll do it better. They'll do it harder.
I know.
They're doing it right now.
In some level.
That we don't know about.
And that's
they might be cloning people now and we don't know about it. How would you know?
Really?
If somebody could be right next to you in the store and it's not really a person.
See, you know what's funny is that Ghost Crew comment right there. It says only somebody that wants power and has an effed up mind would think of a morbid thing like cloning. And what's funny is, while that may be true, somebody who thinks that they know what's best for people and genuinely cares for humanity would also do the same effed up things in an attempt to save everybody.
Right.
So it is 100%. It's one of those things that when you get into playing God in any way, shape, or form, it becomes dangerous because we're all so friggin' different. What he thinks is best for you and me and all the rest.
Oh, I know what's best for everybody.
And that's so do I. I'm telling you, when I'm in charge, shit's gonna be way different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and that's the case for anybody because we all have our own experiences and our own lives and our own thoughts. And so, yeah, the idea that anyone has that much power, it doesn't always come from a place of evil or malice or anything like that. It can genuinely come from someone caring, and I think that's what Neuralink is.
I did find the island. If you want to see the trailer.
I do want to see the trailer. I want to see the trailer.
All right, let's switch over to it.
Where's the Motion Picture Association?
Attention residents, welcome to the lottery spin. Jordan to Delta, you're moving out to the island, transported to the world's last paradise.
I think they're gonna kill you.
Going to the island.
There is no island! Come on!
2 of our products have escaped.
Do not let him get away!
What was that?
I don't know!
But I want one.
Hold on!
This summer.
Tell me what's going on!
They're gonna come looking for you. Good job!
You're copies of people. So one of them gets sick and they need a new part, they take it from you.
I'm sorry, I'm not ready to die.
From Michael Bay. How come we never did this before? The director of The Rock and Armageddon.
Wow, that tongue thing is amazing.
I know you're new to this whole human thing, but backpacks for boys, purses for girls. Understand?
We're not idiots.
Well, excuse me, miss. I'm so smart I can't wait to go to the island.
Ewan McGregor.
I just want to live. I don't care how.
Scarlett Johansson.
Don't try me like it!
You still think there's an island?
It's Logan's Run.
I want the movie guy's voice.
It's a good version of Logan's Run.
Yeah, it was a good movie. It was definitely a good movie. But when What was I just gonna say?
I don't know.
HBO had a series on called Westworld. I know it's an older movie,
Dude.
but if you haven't seen that was crazy. That's
I
nuts.
watched a couple seasons of that, and it is an absolute mind.
It is. It truly is.
It's so bad. It's so bad. I watched the 2 seasons of it. I was just like, this is horrible. When's the 3rd season coming out?
I remember watching the original movie with Yul Brenner.
And the original movie is whatever it is, but the new one is so much more horrific and just terrifying for the same reason. Yep.
All right, let's get into Neuralink.
Bam.
Let's do it.
So
It's all yours, Jack.
All right. Well, right now, where are they at with it? They're just still using it to as a medical device to help cure things, and I think they've got a couple of animals with them in it. But the ultimate idea, the ultimate goal, is to be able to download your consciousness, and then you should be able to move your consciousness, i.e., your soul, as far as I can tell. That's the whole point. That's what I think the whole point is, because then if you colonize Mars and you don't have to belong in one particular body, you can easily travel between planets, because there just has to be one up there available for you to download into. Then you can download into the other one. So you can interplanetary travel and all that stuff. Very, very possible. So like, it's crazy to me that he's developed this as far as he has. And I'm not sure if they've got any people yet, but they're very close to putting him in people if they haven't already. I haven't seen any. Elon Musk.
There we go.
Elon Musk's creating Neuralink, and it's it's crazy. It's really crazy that all these little wires that go in your brain. And like, they've been working on that stuff way before Elon Musk was around. I remember there was a guy back in the 80s. It was in the 80s that he had lost his vision, and he actually let them open his brain up and basically kind of poke around until they found stuff, and they hooked him up to a camera where he was able to see, and he was able to drive a car with a camera as his eyes, because they were able to get that digital signal in the right places so that he could tell dimension and stuff well enough to be able to operate a car, which is crazy.
So we have a Neuralink monkey we have a video on.
Oh, what does he do?
Looks like
he programs computer. He makes.
We don't have to watch the whole thing, but
you want to play a little bit of it?
Yeah, let's check it out.
Slap the monkey.
This is Pager.
Hey, Pager.
He's a 9-year-old macaque who had a Neuralink placed in each side of his brain about 6 weeks ago.
See macaque.
If you look carefully, you can see that the fur on his head hasn't quite fully grown back yet. He's learned to interact with a computer for a tasty banana smoothie delivered through a straw. We can interact with the Neuralinks simply by pairing them to an iPhone, just as you might pair your phone to a Bluetooth speaker. The links record from more than 2,000 electrodes implanted in the regions of Pager's motor cortex that coordinate hand and arm movements. Neurons in this region modulate their activity with intended hand movement. For example, some might become more active when he moves his hand up, and others when he moves it to the right. By recording from many neurons and feeding their activity into a decoder algorithm, we are able to predict Pager's intended hand movements in real time. First, we calibrate the decoder by recording neural activity as Pager uses the joystick to move a cursor to targets presented on the screen. As he's playing this game, we are wirelessly streaming in real time the firing rates from thousands of neurons to a computer.
They're decoding his brain.
Using these data, we calibrate the decoder by mathematically modeling the relationship between patterns of neural activity and the different joystick movements they produce. After only a few minutes of calibration, we can use the output from the decoder to move the cursor instead of the joystick. Pager still moves the joystick out of habit, but as you can see, it's unplugged. He's controlling the cursor entirely with decoded neural activity.
Wow.
That's freaking awesome.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
But yeah, the whole
So-
thing is they're like we did with the genome, they're decoding brain waves and brain function and getting to a point where they can mind over matter 100%.
So you could drive your car without having to touch
You can
anything.
drive your car. You could, and the medical implications are to the degree of being able to eliminate a lot of illness and a lot of things that go wrong with our bodies in using Neuralink. And there's different videos on that one, but that was one of the major original selling points with it, was that it would be used to help with psychological issues and stuff like that. Because when you can get in there and actually decode all this stuff, and to the degree that ultimately they want to be able to digitize your consciousness, which is terrifying to a lot of people.
Well, it's positive in that aspect, but it's also scary as shit, because it's also the new form of mind control. They can program your brain to do it,
Right. And there's where it is where you have to be, are you willing to say that you trust anybody enough to tap into your brain like that?
Right.
And that's a big deal. But on the altruistic end of that, the invention or the creation itself, I'm fascinated by it. And there was a horrible, crappy movie years and years ago that was about basically a possession of a computer. And I remember getting really long arguments with friends about
Ghost in the Machine. Is that what the name of the movie
it might
was?
have. No, that was a cartoon series, I think.
No, it was a movie.
No, Ghost in the Shell was the cartoon.
Okay, so yeah, it might have been Ghost in the Machine. It was a ship. There was a boat that was driven by some sort of computer, and it was possessed. And got in this argument with friends about how stupid that was. And I said, "Why is that stupid?" It's like, what do you think you are? Like, you're a machine. You're just a biological machine, but you're just a bunch of electrical impulses happening. It's the same thing that happens with the stuff that we make. It's just on a different level that we can't completely understand or manipulate or decode. And we're getting to where we can decode it. So is it beyond the scope of possibility to take this energy that runs this machine and put it in something that we've built? I don't think it is. I think it's very much within the realm of possibility. And again, it gets in that level of playing God, where you're on that fine line between altruism and absolute pure evil. So I'm excited as hell.
So would you do that if you got the option?
Yeah, I'd let him download me. I'd let him try. I mean, because I feel like it's at that point, it's sort of a hit and miss. I think if it is what I think it is, then I'm excited about it. And if it's not, then I'm just going to die anyway. So what do I care? You know what I mean? If that information can't be still me and just download a new computer, I don't care, because my energy or my soul won't go with it.
Mm-hmm.
But if it does, I think that possibility is kind of cool, because
then you could live on.
Yeah, until you were done.
Yeah.
And I think that's, a lot of people say, well, when the hell would you be done? I think at some point you get tired.
Once you've done everything you can do, yeah.
Or whatever. I mean, what if we, just in step with reincarnation? What if you could do it all in one life? Anyway, so I'm stoked. I hope he gets it done before I die. That would be cool, because I would like to see how it plays out.
So here's an idea. So they're like, oh, we can control the monkey's hand. Eventually, they'll be able to do like in the Matrix, and the monkey will be able to do kung fu by them typing on the computer.
That's exactly right.
Yeah,
you'd be able to download information into you.
Exactly. So
we have it all right here.
You can learn anything.
Exactly. See,
that'd be kind of cool.
That right there. Well, no. Here's where it gets weird. Now everybody knows everything.
True.
Everybody already knows everything. We just the bit rate, the transfer rate.
We
is
have
slow.
access. We have access to everything, but they can really.
That's what Neuralink is. It's making AI us. We get to be AI, because the only difference between AI and us, we have all that information too. It just takes us longer because we have to type it into something and get the feedback.
Right.
If you have that direct link, which AI does, then it eliminates them as a threat. AI is no longer a threat because we have the same bit rate, essentially. That's where I think that's where the thing came from in his mind, was the fear of AI was like, we got to be on the same level.
So it was defense for it. Yeah.
I feel like the algorithm at that point would become much more invasive, as at that point now, with access to every piece of information that we've recorded, I'm going to see a lot of the same stuff non-stop. What would do you think? But also, I can't imagine any conversation after that moment being good unless you're going to talk about specifically what happened during the day. I tripped and fell. I spilled some Cheerios.
Well,
everything else that you say.
Experience and being in the moment becomes much more important. So every moment that you have of true experience as far as I would tell, becomes much more important because that's all that you have that's new. Because information, I can't just be the smartest guy in the room anymore because we all know the same shit.
Right.
Yeah.
So all that you have is your experiences to share.
I think this is terrible because even your experience. No, I'm being honest. I
hear you.
I
don't
understand. I'd like to know more things.
I think this is horseshit. Allow me to explain. No. All right. So we have this thing called Google Maps. First off, your brain, while you're in a dream, can't tell the difference between your dream and reality. There's some tricks you can use, but essentially, like if this was a dream right now, my mind has reproduced in a pretty, sketchy, but it worked out how many hairs Jack has on his head. To the point where I am unable to tell what's that number. I have no clue. But if this was a dream, I'd be like, yeah, that's Jack right there. And however many thousands of hairs he has on his head, my mind has created that for me, fabricated out of whatever the depths of my mind. We have Google Maps. There are videos of people walking around through the woods. I like to hike a lot. After I've seen all these videos, after they've all been I have the memory already. Like that's it. Yeah. That's it. There's nothing left. I think I'd kill myself. I'm being honest.
I know. I'm with you. I totally understand.
What if you don't need everything?
What would stop everything from going in?
I don't know. It would depend on the program.
First off, it's weird. Like they're gonna all right. So what do you want? Well, listen, everyone else knows kung fu, so I kind of need it right now because otherwise I'm gonna kind of get my ass kicked.
Like if you want to be
all
a
right.
physicist,
do you want to know all about physics?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to know how to fix a car? Yeah. How about all the? Yeah.
Check it out.
When would you say no?
But check it out. This goes kind of also goes back to our reincarnation talk in that knowing, experiencing, and being. So you can know everything and experience none of it. And it's not the same thing. You don't have the being. So if I know everything about a car, everything about a combustion engine, how it works, how carburetors work, I can define it. I can explain it. If you've never touched one or tried to tune one, you don't know shit. So there is a part of the actual experience that matters. So knowledge is one thing and having access to knowledge is another thing, but being able to experience things, the human experience is why we're here. So
I think
all that I say is that
if I have the information in my head, if I've seen the videos on YouTube, you know what I mean? And freaking
I get what you're saying.
360 video, whatever, because why not?
I think it would be different because it would just be like, it, but you're not there. Like you said, you're not touching anything. You know what I mean?
You've seen every video of a guy in a squirrel suit doing the wingsuits, which freaks me the hell out. But clearly watching those videos is not the same as actually doing it.
Yeah, that's true.
It isn't, but it gives you the
So I don't know that that this experience that Neuralink would necessarily make you have all of that same knowledge as everybody else. I don't know.
We have VR headsets. And one of the things we have is this really cool game called The Climb. It's a mountain climbing simulator. And the first time I played it, I missed a grip and I fell. Yes. Yes. I called up, closed my eyes, like, oh no. Like you get used to it after a while, but your mind, and I mean, that's pretty cartoony too. Your mind cannot tell the difference. Even now, remembering the game, knowing the sensations, feeling the grab and everything.
But you're still not really grabbing a rock though. It's still different. I know what you mean because you feel like you fell, but it's still
close.
Not
and then on top of that, if this Neuralink, if this thing goes both ways, maybe when I spill the cereal, everybody knows all at once.
Possibly.
And then there's no point in me even telling anybody.
If they could make it
right. Be like, hey guys, you won't believe what happened. You spilled the cereal. I'm like, thanks.
Yeah, no, we were there.
Yeah.
We were there.
Exactly.
We got it downloaded on us too. I don't know necessarily what the end game, how it works, other than the idea of being able to download your consciousness. Does that necessarily download you? Does it make it so that you yourself can be transferred necessarily to another planet?
But if you can download,
we're just transferring.
Yeah, exactly. If you can successfully transfer the data from one end to the other, you should be able to go.
You would think so.
The other way,
backwards.
Right? Yeah.
Like I said, that monkey's gonna start doing hand kung fu, freaking to get his banana slurpees, whatever.
Yeah, but doesn't it? I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but doesn't it take the human element out of it though? I mean, part of being a human is learning
it can.
how to do stuff.
I mean, because
it would do that.
You want to go fully off the diving board. Nothing's dangerous anymore.
Right.
Because we all know everything, right? So nobody can actually wish you ill will or do anything because you're aware of it instantly. If we go that route of full knowledge, full disclosure, sort of, it's part of the collective.
Yeah.
And then again, that would be ridiculous. But it's not impossible. So if it was I freaked my nephew out when I told him about this, and he said, "So like we're all part of the same thing. That's bullshit." He was like, "That's not cool at all." Because the idea in that scenario or that thought process is that all of the bad would be all of the good, and we'd all be aware of all of it. So that amalgam of everything obviously was disconcerting because there's no utility to it. So
There's a
I
lot
don't
of
know.
dick pics in there.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
Non-stop uploading this one to the mega cloud.
There's a lot of stuff that in
I
that.
was particularly proud of this.
There's a lot of things in this process that could be horrible, that could go off the rails. And there's a lot of things that could be good. So again, because even at the smallest point, you'd say maybe they would require some regulation. Well, who the f is going to regulate it? The guy who invented it, the guy who sells it, like that part of it. Even that part alone is terrifying because you're going to trust him or his people that work for him. You don't think he's got one asshole that's going to peep on stuff and look into people's thoughts and all kinds. I mean, there's all sorts of nefarious things that can happen. I just love the concept of it, whether it ever comes to fruition or not. I love the concept of being able to visit another friggin' planet without having to, fly in a rocket for 100 friggin' years. That's the part of it that excites me. And of course, just because I'm terrified of dying, I like the idea of being able to live longer. So who the hell knows if it's going to happen?
Well, if you were, approaching, if I was approaching death, it's like, yeah, you know what? At that point,
you might as well just
let's give it a
shot. Let's give it a shot. But today,
what's going to happen? I might just die.
It'd be the worst.
As a young person, it would be horrible because, and honestly, I think about this with my children. Like the level of information that they have foisted upon them that we didn't have, it makes day-to-day life a real pain in the ass because we didn't have to deal with nearly as much input or information availability, or like, God forbid, if internet porn was in my pocket in high school, I would have never left the house. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Just simple things like that. It's times are changing, and I don't know where they're going, but there's something to be said about ignorance is bliss. I think it is. Silence is golden and ignorance is bliss. So if you're deaf and stupid, you got it made.
Right now, I read Mark Zuckerberg. No, I didn't know. It was someone at my job was talking about how Zuckerberg, he's the one that owns Oculus, the VR company.
Isn't that
reality.
Such a tool.
Yeah. Facebook bought him out a couple years ago.
I think he's a metahuman.
I think he's
actually, I thought that's where we were going today. I was like, oh, we're going to talk about Zuckerberg, huh?
The Zuck monster.
Either that or he's an alien. One of the two.
Yeah,
the dork for sure.
Just put like a battery in his burrito. See if he just keeps munching.
Well, because you're human. I'm not. I mean, I'm human too. I'm human too.
Yeah.
No, you're not. You're a dildo.
They're talking about the future of VR, and I didn't even like this. They were saying that they plan on making it so you can play laying down. I understand that there's a risk to playing VR in a real world open space because you could punch something on accident, trip over something. Sometimes things move within your environment, pets, children.
And Beat Saber is the shit. So honestly,
you just need a big rubber room to put you in.
You ever play Beat Saber? You guys know what I'm talking about?
I know the game. It's fun.
It's a VR game. Yeah. It is so freaking cool. And as a musician, like it's
like Rock Band with the lightsabers.
Oh yeah, but it's it's like I'm like a Star Wars nerd and a musician all at the same time, and it's just freaking. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. I made myself physically ill.
Oh man,
playing that thing for so freaking long because I'd never done any VR stuff, and my nephew put it on, and I'm like, "How many songs you got?"
Oh man,
like almost 2 hours straight, and it was it was so fun. I'm just like cold sweating and just it was dumb.
So they're saying that they eventually want VR to go to a place where you can lay down in like a bed and not have to move and control your avatar.
You need no exercise.
And I was like, that's the
neurolink.
worst idea. This is a bad idea. We need to not. We got to pump the brakes on this. Also, not for nothing, but how do you do it poorly? Every time I've shot in a video game, whether VR or not, I always shot thinking I was going to hit the target. I have not always hit the target. Right. So it's like, what do you shot that guy, shot that guy, shot that. They're all dead. I win. I have killed all the Nazis. Like really? Yeah. Think about it. You just go out there and it's like I shot everybody and reloaded. It's like this is.
Can you be fallible?
Yeah, it's exactly my point. Like, how can you, if this is all based on neural input? What are you going to miss? No, I shot that guy. I remember thinking I shot that guy.
I shot you first. No, you didn't. Yes, I did.
My bullet caught his bullet.
It's totally back to when your children like, I shot you. No, you didn't. I had a force field up. No, you didn't. No, that's an interesting point, though. I mean, if you have that level of control and it's not real, then
Now,
who's
I
to say?
Like the idea, because if that did exist, I would love to plug that. Not for nothing, at that point, animation would become much easier. You put your floor down, your walls, get the window up. We're gonna go and we'll do the blue sofa. It would be incredible. It would be incredible. I would be able to animate at ridiculous speed, and I could use those freaking clone people. What is it? The robots.
Yep. Get some metahumans.
Get some metahumans, and they'll strike a chord with my audience.
A chord.
I like them better.
Yeah, they'll like it better.
Was it Minority Report where he had the little glove thingy that he would bring and be able to pull all shit? I wanted that. I mean, like, I'm not a big computer guy, but like, that's friggin' sweet. It's like, no, look at that.
That was an awesome show. Movie.
Cool.
That is
movie show.
Movie.
Also a terrifying premise.
Yeah.
That was awesome, though. That was a great one.
Pre-crime.
Damn right.
You were gonna do it. No, I wasn't. Yes, you were. Read your mind.
See, and the precogs were like hooked up to Neuralink, weren't they?
Well, essentially, they were. But then there's the thing. Again, the idea being that if you have that sort of link, that somehow there's no mistakes that can be made. But clearly there can be. So can you miss? Of course you can miss, because they can manipulate the precogs.
Yeah. What did they call that? That was the what was the report that?
Minority Report was the was like an alternate report that would be sent out every now and then if someone was not gonna, like, most of the time.
Oh, it was the Minority Report they called it. That's right.
Yeah, most of the time there was no Minority Report, but every now and then it was like,
they'd get a red ball.
Kill them. Yeah, maybe they won't do the killing. They made a red ball.
That's a freaking crazy movie.
I mean, that was awesome. And then that guy was in, I forget his name, the Russian, Touch Nothing. I love that guy.
All right, he's
awesome.
He's a good actor.
He's awesome. You guys ever watch Blacklist? He was on Blacklist for a couple episodes. That was awesome.
And Alpha was the precog.
Yeah.
Who was?
From Walking Dead.
Alpha.
Oh, yeah. I missed that boat.
We need to do another movie episode, huh? We haven't done one of those in a while.
Yeah. Why not?
We're due.
I love movies.
Movies are awesome.
We do
there
too.
We go.
I know.
So yeah, for just like as a peripheral, I like the idea of being able to plug something in and control my computer with 100% accuracy at lightning speed. But for every other application, I do not like this.
Yeah. Well, you've seen they've got the headbands already that you can do basic controls with.
Yeah.
You're aware of those, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell they're called.
Control your sweat.
No, you can you can control basic, like run remote control cars and stuff like that. You can train it so that the basic directions and stuff, you think a certain thing and it learns that, okay, when I think this, it does that. And they've done that kind of stuff. Basic control. Those are just field sensors.
Maybe 10 years ago, there was that one little, it was supposed to be like a mind puzzle.
Oh, that game?
Yeah. And when you would think about something, the fans would turn on, the little ball would go up, and then you would move it through, you would like rotate the base so the ball would go through different obstacles.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
It was interesting, but that was you focusing on, like, doing some basic math that would just activate a fan, and the harder you thought was supposed to be, the harder the fan would turn on. There was no directions though. Your hands had to move left and right to navigate the obstacles, but that was pretty old. I would say like maybe 10 years ago, maybe even more than that.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
Yeah.
Well, they've had the field sensor and the ability to make controllers based on the electrical activity in your brain for a while. I mean, that's what the whole what's that scan called when they stick all those things on your head? Is that
EKG?
Yeah, I mean that's
kind of thing.
Measures electrical impulses in your brain. So there's a magnetic field created by all those electrical impulses. It's just a matter of having sensors that are sensitive enough to pick up on those things, and then putting them in the right place on your head, and you can control all kinds of cool stuff.
Well, we've talked about it before. All this shit's been around for years, but
the basics of it, yeah,
right.
Definitely. I mean, they're just getting finer and finer with it. Like the idea that they have these wires that can actually put into individual nerve cells in your brain.
Right.
And if you think about it, the actual technology that's out there, did you hear that? I think I've been drinking beer that's like 10 point something. Anyway, I mean, the technology that we don't know about is usually 30 years ahead of where we see it, you know, so what's really out there could be truly frightening.
It's all military black ops stuff that's going on right now that we don't know about.
Yeah.
Those bastards in Washington are animating without me.
Probably.
Right?
You know,
Damn it.
They're all metahumans.
Yeah.
And Cardi B's still famous. What the fuck?
Right? Exactly.
Oh, man.
But, yeah, the only thing I was hoping we could get to, because now I know the time is
now.
Is like
The
going
hour's
bye, but in the clone world, I have a good friend that I used to play in a band with up in Salt Lake before I moved here, and he ended up becoming Chris Ledoux's fiddle player, and so he got to travel the world, you know, with Chris Ledoux, and they were in Germany at some what I don't want to call it a temple because it's not a temple. I mean a cathedral. Okay, and at this particular cathedral, there's an altar there that is supposedly has 3 drops of Christ's blood on it, and so as he was contemplating that, he thought, "Whoa, this could make a really interesting book." And so he ended up becoming an author, and he wrote a book called The Son of Man. And so in that book, they took the DNA from those drops of blood and cloned a baby Jesus.
Wow.
And so that's what it's a 4-book series that he did. And I mean, it gets a little crazy. I mean, because you know, of course, it was something that had to stay hidden and all that. So they took the embryo that they cloned and put it in a woman that they had selected to do it, and so that's what
that's how you know you're doing something good, when you have to hide it from everybody.
Right.
Like,
super secret. Don't tell anybody. It's the best thing ever. Who did Lindsay call an asshat? I'm so sorry.
Zuckerberg.
Oh, okay, good. I was so worried because a couple cons up, I see a guinea pig Jack, and then he's an asshat. I was like, hold on a second.
Anyway, but his books are available on Amazon.
Called Son of Man.
Yeah, I have got it up here on my.
You do have it on your phone?
Yeah. CJ or CW Johnson. We called him C-Dub.
Knife fight, blowjob, baby.
There's that's only 3 of them. But yeah, it's pretty interesting series.
Pretty cool.
And in the third one, what was the third one? The Helix, I believe.
They bring the third one up.
There's a character in there that he used my wife's name to play the character. So it's kind of cool.
That was cool.
You know this author?
I know him. Yeah. Except I lost track of him. Go on his Facebook page a year ago. He said, "How do I quit? How do I quit Facebook?" And that was the last post he made.
Wow.
Interesting.
But
sometimes I wish my attention span was better.
I think
me
your
too.
attention span is good.
I have a terrible. I can't even talk. Wow, this is really good.
I think I have a terrible attention span, but I don't care at all. I'm like not important. I just arbitrarily decide so many things aren't significant and just carry on.
Jimmy Crack Corn.
It's the greatest. I authentically enjoy it. It's like, all right, none of this is important. What do you want to think about right now? I kind of want a gyro. There you go. That's it. All this other stuff, not important. Getting gyros. That's what's important right now.
I agree with you, and I'm so bothered that you said gyro.
You big on gyros?
No, I like Euros, but I don't know what that.
Oh.
Isn't that ridiculous?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No,
that's all I fixated on. Like, as soon as you said gyro, I'm like, what the hell? Why do you call it gyro? What the shit is he talking about? He's talking about
a
euro?
Yes,
what the
a
fuck
euro.
is going on? Yeah, it's funny with the things that I don't care about and then do care about, all in the same sentence.
Right.
Yeah, because I'll fixate on stupid shit like that, but at the same time, yeah, I'm with you 100%. The ability to not give a crap has been a gift of mine long as I can remember.
You appear to care about way more than I care about, though. You're over here driving around thinking about what people are doing. It's like, man, I don't care about any of that.
Oh, well, caring about it, being aware of it, and caring about it are two different things.
Those
So
people
being
might
aware
as
of a
well
lot
not
of things,
exist. To me,
I don't care about much.
Wendy wants us to start taking phone calls again.
Oh, we have that capability.
We've got phones.
Yeah, we have that.
Yeah, we have.
We
that
can take phone
capability.
calls. I didn't know this. You didn't tell me that. Probably good that you didn't.
I think our Google Voice number is gone.
Yeah, no,
now,
we
though.
would have to call people,
Right?
Because we don't want them to have our number.
Exactly.
But yeah, we
She has so much to say, but she's not going to type. Yeah, that's why we don't have the phones on.
Yeah. So, Mike and Amanda, we got to figure out how to get you guys on Parapalooza.
Where do you guys live?
When is Parapalooza happening? What's going on?
We're doing it the end of September 24th, 25th, 26th, I believe.
Yeah.
Are the dates on that one?
And this is a live thing in Arizona. You guys are.
It's our virtual Paracon.
Oh yeah. Okay. There we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jack confused me.
Yeah, sorry.
That happens.
I don't know
sometimes.
That's why he's here.
I was aware of it happening last year, and I didn't.
Well, you're gonna be a part of it this year. So.
That's what I'm hearing.
Yep.
Yeah, right on. Listen, we'll make some trouble.
Yeah.
It's gonna be 3 days this year, so you got 3 days to choose. I think Saturday is getting pretty full, and still got availability Friday and Sunday.
Sunday.
I'll send the information to you guys because I'd love to have you on. It'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
You can do an hour session on whatever you want to do it on. horror shows or
horror shows.
Yeah.
You should do it on like cookies or something.
I was gonna say animation, but you don't want to give away your secrets.
No. But I mean, I think we've briefly spoken about it several times, but I think I could go for an hour. I'm talking about like a lot of people when they hear about people's real life, a true scary story, a real life horror experience. People, oh, that sounds so fake. Like this is very Hollywood. And it's like, I'm very sorry to tell you this, but Hollywood is actually mimicking real life. A lot of times it does work out that way where the wife is recently divorced. This is her first time on her own. You know what I mean? Like there's all these struggles that happen to naturally surround these supernatural paranormal events. So when someone goes, I almost do the opposite. When someone's like, well, I've had stuff happen. Let's hear your story. And they start telling me, well, my wife and I were fighting and it got really bad one night and I lost my cool. I threw some stuff. I end up out on the street. And then all of a sudden, like I'm getting followed by this thing. It's like, all right, so we have the trouble at home. We're checking all.
Yeah.
In my head, this makes it more authentic. But for other people, they're like, oh, no, this is so. They were just happened to be, dramatic. That's the word. You were trying to drama this up. No, there's this whole thing with numerology that I will not get into now because I will probably do it in Parapalooza.
Okay,
cool. I did study some of that. So,
yeah. So
I'm interested in what you have to say.
Is mimicking reality. It's not, I mean, I'm sure there are some people that fake and they'll throw whatever drama nonsense in there, but I am not at all surprised when I hear about these other things that are going on around the supernatural and or paranormal event.
Plot devices and stereotypes are both very real things.
Mm-hmm. So it's the same thing with romance movies if you think about it, but no one really nitpicks there, It's like, oh, and then he was so nice and he said all this and then he was great with my parents and he kissed my hand. It's like, okay, like how come nobody calls bullshit here?
Because there's a lot more bullshit in that than there is in the other.
Yeah.
He's the best guy ever.
Yeah, that's it. But no one ever. But for supernatural things, it's like no one ever calls bullshit on any of this other stuff. But right here, for some reason, we want to take out a microscope.
Right.
All right. Well, let's take out the microscope. Then we'll play that game.
I think because paranormal stuff is so much like such a much smaller percentage of people that get to actually experience any of it. That's why it seems like more bullshit. It's just because, everyone's been through a crappy relationship, or some level of interaction with human beings that sucked or was good or whatever. So, but to have a paranormal experience, a genuine, verifiable, or even just a genuine experience of paranormal is not nearly as commonplace.
I dig what you're saying, but if we go and we follow the same kind of model for the romance movie, you kind of did some of the steps that happened before the romance, before the breakup, after the breakup, whatever.
Oh yeah.
If you did not follow the same formula for a horrible thing to happen, horror, right? Then why would we expect, like, did you expect, oh, well, everything was great, and then I went to church and I went home, my whole family was there, we had a great dinner, and then the boogeyman jumped out of the closet and started choking me? Like, you get what I'm saying? It's like for one, it's like we did all the steps and then there wasn't a result. For this one over here, you did none of the steps and you want to bitch that the result never happened. This doesn't make any sense to me. This is nonsense.
Right. That sounds like a good hour of Parapalooza. All right.
I'm not certain that I followed what just happened there, but I'm interested to see you expand on it, because I think you were saying that.
Well, okay, so you have a child. So at some point there were a women, or maybe multiple women. I don't know, man. It's Jack is.
I've been laid twice.
All right. There was a formula you went through, though, wasn't there?
One might suggest there was a formula, but
you said hello. There was a conversation. Maybe you shared a meal or
so you're saying the steps to a paranormal experience are
I'm not saying that they're steps per se. Like the same way someone, like sometimes people, they get married at first sight and then they stay married for 50 years and they love each other forever. That's one way of doing it. Okay. Can a paranormal event or a supernatural event happen out of nowhere? Of course, we're talking about things I don't understand. I would never. Oh no, that's impossible. No.
Oh, I see.
I recognize that, but
discounting it because you haven't experienced it.
Discounting it because you haven't experienced it. But when you look at the movies, there's usually other things surrounding it. Also, other things that happen in horror movies is they parallel drug addiction or other vices,
negative things.
Yeah, other negative things.
Attract.
Well, if you're not,
Attract.
yeah. Oh, that's a big one too. Yeah, if you are engaged or involved in an abusive relationship. Yes, I do 100% believe that the negative forces that are around are attracted to that, because like attracts like. Why would it want to be someplace where everybody's happy? If this thing is here to sow discourse and make trouble, it would be stupid for it to go and be like, well, I'm going to go hang out here, and they just had some KFC. Everyone in there's having a great time. Football's on the TV. Let's go and kick the bucket. No, it's going to have a much harder time. Why would it do that? Instead, you should go over here. Why? Well, this guy over here, he has a couple drinks in him. He's slapping her around. Let's go and really go full tilt. We're going to give it all we have this time. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, now I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
And that embodies why I believe that prayer works and why ghettos
Yes.
exist. Concentrations of energy. Absolutely.
Yeah. True.
Negative and positive. And that's why it's.
Mm-hmm.
I believe. Okay.
Nice. All right. Well, we definitely went over tonight. We went over about 15 minutes.
That was fun.
But
you guys are cool. Where do you guys live?
Pennsylvania.
Frickin' Pennsylvania.
Yep,
Yeah.
the Poconos.
It's late there.
Yeah, it's
Yes, it is.
11:14.
I'm not even certain where.
by the way, was that some rain I heard earlier? You guys
Yes,
sound like you
yeah,
were freaking
it's-
hammered over there.
Wasn't
It's
horses.
thundering and everything.
Mhm.
Nice. Sweet.
Sweet.
Good
Trying to
stuff.
think of something stereotypical from Pennsylvania. That's how stupid
Philly cheesesteaks.
It's always sunny.
Oh my god!
Oh yeah, it's always sunny.
Philly cheesesteaks
Yeah, it's
and
always
cakes
sunny.
with no teeth. What?
I thought that was Virginia.
Oh, there too? I don't even know. Well, sometimes they call us Pennsyltuckians, so maybe
Oh, there you
Kentucky
go.
also.
Pennsyltuckians. I like that.
We're from Pennsyltucky. I can tell by your lack of teeth.
That's funny.
Penhurst, yes,
Penhurst.
Penhurst.
Yeah.
There's
That's a bucket list.
Is it
Listen,
Mennonite
guys,
areas? Is there
There's a whole
Mennonites
lot
up
of
in your
freaky
area?
shit going on around here.
Yeah, right.
We're making cheese in the back room. Sorry.
Well, I want to thank you guys for coming on with us tonight, kind of
right
last
on.
minute, but we do appreciate it. It's always good to see you guys. And
Yeah, it sure is.
I'm glad to see you're doing better, Mike.
Thank you. Yeah, I can't show you guys my right arm because it's bust, but it's over here. She got me this elbow pad that has like an ice pack in it almost.
I
Kind
probably
of
saw it
deal.
when you got up.
Oh, man.
Yeah, we saw it when you got up. Yep.
Oh, it feels
I wasn't paying
fantastic.
attention. Show me again.
And you're
man.
getting the pin out when?
Oh,
On Thursday?
The pin in my wrist, not this Thursday. It comes out next Thursday.
Next Thursday.
I didn't
I got
realize
one
you
of
were
those
broken.
robot massagers from Amazon for $50.
Yeah.
That thing is slick. It hit my pin yesterday. Did not like that, but everything else it does is great.
These guys are gonna have to tell me why you have a pin in your arm.
Yeah, well,
We'll fit you in on that.
The after party. It'll
It's a
be part of
very,
the
very
after
bad
party.
accident. But But yeah, we're glad you joined us. And if you guys haven't gone and checked out their channel, Super Horror Show, please go check it out. They have a lot of great animation on there. Papa Joey and I have taken part in some of those in the past.
Let me bring it up on Facebook really quick.
Yeah, bring it up.
on Facebook, but on YouTube.
The tubage.
On the tubage.
Bring it up on the tubage.
Got a riot.
Let me know when you're ready.
Let me know when you're ready.
Now, let me go this way.
I'll prematurely push the button again. So.
It's easier this way. Here, we'll show the channel. All right.
You ready?
Yeah.
All right, here it is.
Super Horror Show.
Oh yeah, remember that now.
Oh my gosh, how the
See?
heck is it? How does it know what's coming out tomorrow? That thing isn't out yet. What the heck's going on here?
Right.
Whoa.
See?
We're seeing into the future.
The Devil's Chair that's coming out tomorrow. It's not live yet, so don't push that.
It
button.
says it came out 1 day ago.
No,
How did that happen?
Are we in the future?
it was no, it shouldn't have come out a day ago. It should still be unlisted.
Why are we seeing it? Are you in the super secret?
Click on it,
category?
Joey. Click on it.
Yeah, click
Yeah,
on
see
it.
what-
No, I'm not kidding. Do it. See what happens.
He did it. It's gone. It ruined his phone.
Oh, it's live, dude.
It's there. It's going.
There are
No.
several Devil's Chair
Quick, turn it
legends,
off.
but this
I'll stop it. We don't want to
No,
ruin
no.
anything till it's
okay.
ready to go.
You've been hacked.
Yeah, right. That's what happened. If you look over here, it's got the
Bring
lock
in
symbol.
Google.
It doesn't even matter. You can't see it. There's
Nope.
the fat circle on the second one is the Earth, and then
Yeah.
above it, that's a lock.
Yeah, it's on there.
Oh, wow.
That's not supposed to be live.
I guess we're super secret cool people.
Oh man.
Early access.
So we're gonna do another thing like
It's
12 Days of Creepmas.
Yeah,
again?
we got to do a new song for this year,
Why is
right?
my
Yes,
shit out
yes,
there?
we definitely do.
Lindsay just brought that up, the 12 Days of Creepness, and that was a lot of fun working with you guys on that one. That was really cool.
Guess what part I remember about that?
The boobs.
Bouncing boobies.
Yeah. Simple creature.
Oh man. No. All right, guys. We'll let you go. We know it's late for you guys. Really, thank you so
Yeah,
much again
thanks
for
again.
jumping on with us, and we love you guys.
Thank
and
you for having us on.
Yeah,
anytime, and definitely, let's talk offline about Parapalooza. We'll get you set up for an hour.
definitely.
So,
Sounds awesome.
That'd be a lot of fun.
Mhm.
All right, guys. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
All right. Good night.
Take care.
They're awesome.
Oh, they are. They're a lot of fun.
They were kind of part of our original Para family, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, they
if you
really
think
were.
about it, they've
We-
been with us for a while.
Done a few collabs with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you guys haven't gotten a chance to go see their stuff, it's really, really pretty incredible. And I have, like I said, a lot of respect for what they do.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Even
cool.
their 2-sentence horror segments are really cool.
Yeah.
I really enjoy them. I mean, they don't seem like it's only 2 sentences, but if you count them, yeah, there's only 2 sentences.
What's next week's topic?
Mind your own business.
We don't know yet, but we do know that the week after we're going to start up the paranormal talk again.
Why?
Because we have a Paracon coming up in Las Cruces, New Mexico.
Why?
And we're going to be doing the Doña Ana County Jail again.
Why?
Because you're going to go with us again, aren't you?
Why?
I don't know.
Oh wait, you're actually going to go there again?
Yeah, we're going. We're going to be hosting the tour on Saturday night. So
I'm going to be taking Alice.
There's
with
gonna
us.
be a tour.
Nice. What'd you say, Joey?
Say Alice is going along this time.
Alice would be
my motorhome.
Oh, okay.
I see what
Nice.
you did there. So wow.
So we do not have a topic for next week yet, but we will in the next couple of days. So stay tuned for that. We'll announce that.
Let's do an ice cream or something.
We should.
Dinner.
I still want to do one on dreams, but we have nobody who's an expert
There's
on
no
dreams.
point in doing.
Do you remember a movie called Dreamscape?
I do. We talked about that a couple episodes ago.
Dreamscape?
I guess we did.
That was a great freaking movie.
Was that the sci-fi one where the kid was killing people in his sleep?
No, that was with Dennis Quaid.
Oh.
Was in it?
Yeah, this one they could put kind of like a remote viewer kind of a thing,
Right.
but they could put somebody into your dream, and if they killed you in your dream, you died.
Yep.
And so,
What dreams may come? Dreamscape.
yeah.
Rain. There was one where it had the kid from Terminator 2 in it, and it was a murder thing, but he was playing a video game or thought he was playing a video game, and it wasn't really a video game. It wasn't carrot cards. I can't wait. Ooh, tarot cards. Yeah,
I didn't mean to mention Heavy Metal put up the Jeff Goldblum.
I put that up earlier. Yeah.
I saw that. So it's like, you know, They never took the time to think. I mean, because we can do it.
Just because we
do
can
it?
do it
Yes.
doesn't mean we should. And just because we shouldn't do it doesn't mean we shouldn't.
Psychic kids. That'd be an interesting topic.
Psychic kids. Nah, no, it wouldn't. The kids are pain in the ass already anyway. Could you imagine if they're psychic?
They're going to take over the world.
Shut up. We get it. You see the future. You're still obnoxious. Go away.
Nice. So we're still looking for people for Parapalooza. So if you guys are interested in hosting an hour, please hit us up on the Truth About Beer and at gmail.com. Let us know you want to participate, and I will send you the link to the form to fill out.
Yeah.
The slots are filling up. So we have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday available of the 20, I think it's the 24th, 25th, 26th. You got a calendar on you?
But we do need 2 more hosts.
Yeah, we do. We're looking for a host for Friday and a host for Saturday. Jack's going to host Sunday, so we're good there.
Woo!
So it's gonna be a lot of fun. Yeah. What else?
You have no idea.
Yeah. Stay tuned for next week's topic.
Yeah, we'll come up with that real soon.
Stay tuned for next week's topic.
We've been really thinking
attention.
about our trilogy here a lot.
Yeah.
So now that it's done, it's like, oh shit, we got to have something for next week.
All of a sudden, Hobbit popped into my head.
Because next week will be the last one before we start our Paranormal Talk series, because we have 3 or 4 people that are coming on for our Paranormal Talk. So that'll be taking up the next month, probably bring us into September up towards Parapalooza. So,
time is going by way too fast.
It is.
Who knows about quantum computing? I don't know shit about it, but I'm interested.
That'd be an interesting
And since
topic.
this is a show that's all the stuff that we're interested in,
Yeah, well.
maybe I'll look for a quantum computer expert that can blow our freaking minds.
We actually had Patty on one of our shows in the past. She's so busy. It's hard to really.
She was at Goldfield Ghost Town yesterday.
Was she? Because I know she did the
live.
house in Scottsdale.
I was on with her.
Yeah, she was
wasn't
doing
I?
that Scottsdale thing. So
I was on with her, right?
Yeah, you were on. I think you were on with
Yeah,
Patty.
she's real classy, pretty.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
her.
she lives in Hollywood Hills.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah, she was a good guest to have on.
Hollywood Hills.
Hollywood Hills.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so Wendy will work on a guest for us for next week. Just
Thank
kidding.
you, Wendy.
Just kidding, Wendy.
I feel
No
like Ray
pressure there.
Stevens probably isn't doing anything.
Probably not. Is he still alive?
I think so.
Who?
Why not? Ray Stevens.
Ray Stevens.
Gary Busey's still alive.
Yeah, it's true.
I saw a video of him the other day and I fell on the floor. That guy's been just like 9 kinds of banana insane for like 20 years.
I think he's been cloned.
Dude, I
Not
don't know
very
what-
gracefully.
No, he is not as gracefully. He's
Like
like,
you saw him on Dancing with the Stars.
oh my God. No, he
yeah.
was not on
Yeah,
Dancing
he
with the
was.
Stars.
He
Was he
was.
really?
It was terrible. Oh my God. That's crazy.
I don't even need to see the show. Just like his little.
But we need to do another horror show episode or another, at least in the movie episode.
We do. So get our usual cast on for that.
We got some other cool things in the works too that we're not going to disclose right now, but
Not
eventually we
yet.
will. So
I got a secret.
got some.
Oh yes, and the Guru of the Suds will be coming back.
Yes, so excited about that. So excited about that. I did reply to him today, by the way, too. So we'll get that working.
Awesomeness.
So I guess for now, this has been the Truth About Beer and
Empty glasses.
Empty Glasses.
Oh no, clones.
Clones.
As far as we know.
As far as we know. Clones, metahumans, and Neuralink.
Yeah.
So
Go ahead.
Go ahead,
So
Joey.
until next time, 10.9.
There you go.
There you go. I like that. Way to go, Jack.
Cheers. Oh wait, all together. 1, 2, 3.
Cheers. Good night, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Warning. Viewer listener discretion is advised. Majority of the content of this program is not factual. It is highly advised that it not be used for teaching your children from said content, other than making an example out of the hosts of what they should not grow up to be. Remember this. It's the beer talking.
Welcome to the Truth About Beer.
All the crap that we're interested
Join us as we seek out the truth. The truth.